Hey guys, this is Arlie with Shotgun Sports in Anniston, Alabama. We wanted to talk today a little bit about Diawa fishing products, and so what we decided we'd look at today was we're going to talk about some of the new reels that Diawa has on the market. And I'm telling you right now, one of the best reels that I've seen that Diawa's put together is the new 100 reel by Diawa. It's a Tatula reel. This is the smallest frame Tatula they've ever built, so it fits in your hands perfectly when you're casting and getting ready to go fishing, and you've got your rod and stuff on it, and I've got all these features that we need to look at. But what I want to talk about on some of these features is what causes this reel to act like it does, which will virtually won't backlash with everything set right. What I want to explain to you about this reel is how these reels work, and they're the only true magnetic reels that's on the market today. And the reason for that is that we have a positive and a negative magnet that controls this reel, the speed. So what we do is, if you've got a positive negative magnet, they won't go together. So that's called centrifugal force. So all we've got is a spool inside here, inside a bearing, and when it rolls around, it's the centrifugal force that slows the spool down, which makes it evenly around the spool, which makes it cast smoother than any other reel on the market as far as that goes. And then the other features is they've got the new side gear on here. This is the most sensitive they've ever put on a reel. The big wide line guide that allows your line to flow freer as you're casting and stuff. So these reels right here are something that I would strongly recommend to come and take a look at. We'll go out in the parking lot, we'll cast them for you, let you cast them and see how they work. Some of the best reels I've seen from Diawa, and the pricing on these things are like $159. This is a reel that is basically a $200 something reel that they're giving you an option for around $159. And the only other thing I want to bring up about these is from now to the end of May, in the Tatula series, anything with Tatula written on it, Diawa will send you, if you buy it, they'll send you a free Tatula shirt, like the one fishing shirt, like the one Rusty and I have on. So anyway, stop by and we'll talk about these, and then we'll show them to you. And Rusty's going to talk a little bit about gears and ratios and stuff like that. So,
okay, I'm Rusty Burroughs, also of Shotgun Sports. We have a full line of Diawa products. We got the new Diawa Elite rods in, which we'll talk about on our next session. And we've got several different Diawa reels in different price range. We got $179, $159, $129. And I'm going to talk today about a Diawa CT. It's called a 100 HS CT. They run for $129. But I'm going to tell you something about the ratio. You can go with a 5 to 1. You'd say, why would you want that slow a ratio? Well, for big crankbait, you can make long casts, you don't overturn, and you keep it in the strike zone longer. You also have a 6-3 to 1. 6-3 to 1 is a little faster ratio, means you're bringing in more inches of line per turn. The 6-3 to 1 is good for crankbaits. For example, square bills. You take a square bill, you want that square bill to bounce off something every turn. So a little bit faster, you can roll it, it digs a little quicker, and it will bounce off with a 6-3 to 1. Chatterbait, spinnerbait, 6-3s are fine. Some people like to up the 6-3 to a 7-3 to 1. It's also in the Tatula CT range, the 100 HS. The 7-3 to 1 is just a little bit faster. It brings in a little bit more line per rotation of your reel handle. You can use that for spinnerbait, rattle trout, chatterbait, buzzbait, anything like that. And finally, we have the 8 to 1 gear ratio Diawa CT 100. And it's used, believe it or not, for your slower baits. You'd say, why? Well, let me explain. If you're throwing a worm or a jig or a tube, anything like that, and you pitch or flip it out there and you get a bite, you can take up more line per turn and have your rod and reel in a position to set the hook quickly with a higher ratio reel. You can also use this for a buzzbait, rattle trap. If you fish in shallow water, throw a rattle trap, you can turn it and it will bring it in very fast. Buzzbait, one turn, it's on top of the water coming back to you. So we have 5 to 1s in the CT. We have 6-3 to 1s, 7-3 to 1s, and then 8 to 1. And each of these are technique specific. This past weekend I went to the Alabama River. I fished the Alabama Bass Federation tournament, and I was fortunate and won the tournament. And I credit that win more than just to the bait, but to the equipment I was using. I used a Diawa Elite reel, and I used a Diawa Elite Rod Diawa CT reel. The rods are so sensitive in that moving current, you can feel even the slightest of bites. And the reels, the high ratio is what I used, the 8-to-1, and it was so good because the current was moving fast. The fish, of course, fight hard, and I could bring in the slack and be right against the fish or right against the fighting of the fish with an 8-to-1 reel. So I really credit my win this past weekend to being able to have the best in the Diawa line, the Elite rods and the CT reels. We have them in all ratios. We got them at great prices. The reels $179, $159, $129, whatever your preference. And each of these reels in each of the price range are great reels, perfect reels. If you want to come look, Arlie will show you the breakdown of the reels, the gears inside. He'll also carry you out and let you throw it and show that it don't backlash. And we'll set you up a reel and a rod for whatever technique that you want to use and what you're most confident in, because confidence is one of the most important things you can do in any type of fishing that you do.